Good evening everybody and welcome back to F1 action here on FTRL. It is Tuesday evening, which means that of course it is time for Div 1 to hit the track. And this week we are slinging around the streets of Singapore, the Marina Bay circuit here, playing host to round 4 of season 19. Staying in the Far East, of course, last week we were at China, the Singapore circuit, providing a dramatic climax to what was an outstanding race. Despite the low numbers, the drivers who were on show put on an absolute breathtaking final few laps. And it was the new championship leader Crims who came through, having made a late pit stop under a safety car after being caught out at the wrong place when the safety car came out, storming his way back through to claim victory in China. Joined on the podium by Superman and Tico. Great driving all round from those guys, but some exceptional moves late on in that one to clinch the victory then. So cars heading out on track for this high-speed street circuit. And yeah, significantly better numbers this week, which is good to see. We've got a few people in, a few new faces, one of the reserves, a couple of guys from Div 2. We are looking good, so glad to have a nearly full contingent on the grid tonight. So hopefully the racing will be equally as good. And the first car's out on track. Interestingly, Dutch Tricks is sat in the pits on the wet tyre. Now it is not raining at the moment, everybody else is out on the dries. So whether that's Dutch praying for rain, I don't know. Hopefully he realises before he goes out on track. We are on board with one of our ringers for this evening. It is JHT. John Heaven Terry is back with us then. So it's been a while since we've seen him. But moved house, new internet, back on track in FTRL. And he's teamed up with his good buddy, the man that brought him here in the first place, Dan Morris. So hopefully he will do Dylan proud, who he is covering for tonight. A couple of other faces. We've got Tam in for Maxi Syme. Banter Brandon and Ifney, then two new faces to FTRL. They're covering for the unfortunately ill Yogi and Adam, who's working. So hope you feel better soon, Yogi. And Adam, I hope you enjoy your shift. Who else we've got in? We've got Matman and Pagani. FTRL Pagani is back. He's back in F1, covering in for Anwar tonight. And yeah, that's a lot then. So we're on board then with JHT as we go for a lap of Singapore then into turn 1, 2 and 3. Nice and tidy through then. Use all the runoff. There's a bit of a twitch as he gets on the power. Up towards turn 4. Open the angle up as much as you can do. First DRS straight coming up. And probably one of the best overtaking opportunities on track will be after this kink into the braking zone for turn 6. Left-hander right angle. Try not to run too wide. Use the curb as much as you dare. And over to the left for the right-hander. Watch the curve on the inside. Watch the wall coming at you on the left-hand side. Then over to the right for the left-hander. Don't bounce off the curb because that wall comes at you quickly on the right-hand side. And a short blast now down the straight towards the left-hander, down to third gear. Going to keep to the left-hand side. That's tricky right-hander there. The curb will push you wide again. Watch the wall now over the bridge. This is a really tricky, big snap of oversteer there from JHT. So he gets the power down. And through the left-hander he goes again. Bit of a twitch there as he gets the power down into the next DRS zone. Move over to the left-hand side for the right-hand corner. Again, watch the curb there. There's a bit of curb you can use on the outside. Another snap of oversteer. Those medium tyres not quite switched on just yet. And through the left-hander kink for the right-hander. Use as much curb as you dare on both sides. Mind the wall on the right. And now we go under the grandstand. The left-hander over to the left then for the right-hander. Away from the apex there. And then into the right-hander through the left. The wall opens up nicely there. Just a bit of extra run-off for the car. And now it's foot down. Use as much track as you dare. Don't invalidate and across the line. And it is a 36.7. The first flying lap then from JHT. McLaren Mellon first one across the line, therefore he is the first one onto provisional pole. And where is everybody else? Who's on track? Pagani on the lap. Let's go pick up Pagani then. He's in the middle sector as SLX. Tom Duval then goes 3 thousandths quicker than JHT. Also on the medium time, Matman into third on a 37.9. Of course, Singapore is a very bad circuit for tyre degradation, so expect to see a couple of pit stops tonight. Not a standard one stopper. That will explain why a number of the drivers are trying to get the alternate strategy done. So look at the number of people there on the medium tyres at the moment. In the chat we've got Ifney, our debutant tonight. Good evening sir, good evening Lennon, and good evening Fluffy NL aka Michael VN. Good to have you with us. If you're picking up some pointers for tomorrow night, so we need to change in your fortune, my friend. You've had a bad couple of races, so fingers crossed. Better look this time. Pagani then out of the final corner. On his return, goes third fastest then on 37.1. So Pops just ahead of his teammate for this evening. And then let's go and see what the championship leader is doing then. Crim's back-to-back victories after a podium in week 1. Stormed to the top of the standings as a Zombie goes fastest of all, then a 36.6. And on those medium tyres goes a tenth faster than the previous time. Let's see how Crim's is getting on, and so I guess I say all was caught out by the safety car, not through any fault of their own. Same with Lynx. The Lynx and Crim's were kind of at the class of the field last week, along with Yarham. I'll give credit to Yarham. He was on pole position last week and was in a 3-car battle for the lead, but Yarham span out. Unfortunately dropped him into the pack. So the Crims and Lynx battling. The Lynx was on the medium tyres, Crims was on the hards, and they came round the final corner as Yogi retired, which brought out a safety car, which meant that they couldn't pit. So everybody behind them, starting with Tico, was able to get into the pits for fresh soft tyres. Had about 10 laps to go at this point, so everybody dived in for fresh soft. Lynx and the Crims then came round, obviously having caught the safety car. With the pack closing in, Lynx decided to keep track position while Crims decided to pit and put on fresh soft tyres, and then proceeded to storm the way back through as the tyres of the rivals went off. Simply Superman then taking pole position quite comfortably too with 35.0. That's 1.6 seconds faster than the second best. Here comes Crims, goes second fastest, just a tenth off on those medium tyres. That is a stunning lap from Crims. So Crims laying down a marker, then puts himself onto the front row alongside the man nearest to him in the championship. It gives me my warm up for the night. Well, some of these guys are warming their tyres. I'm warming my throat with a cup of tea, so I do apologise if you hear me slurping my tea. Ooh, Singapore is your track. Well, then I'm expecting big things from you tomorrow, then, Michael. Back on that podium, please. That's what I want to see. And then who have we got? Let's go pick up Yarham, last week's pole sitter. That is the Williams of Tam. This is Yarham. That's the mighty man, threatening good results finally. A really good run last week until that spin. Turn through, saw a number of people spinning at turn 3. It's a bit of an odd one. And then in Div 2, a lot of people were spinning through the S's at turns, what was that, 6 and 7, was it? So some weird accidents last week. Less places to spin here. The circuit's a lot more stop-start. The biggest street circuit. So let's see how Yarham's getting on then. Coming down to the end of Sector 2. 103.7 for the Sector 2. Obviously that's purple for him because he hasn't set a lap time yet. So let's see though sort of time we're going to get on the board from last week's pole sitter, again on the medium tyres. If you can hear something grumbling, there's my cat sat on my lap and then purring her head off. This is the longest I'll be sat down at any point where she can sit on my lap, so she's taking full advantage. Final couple of corners then before the Aston Martin rounds the final corner, and Yarham goes third fastest then, a 36.3 then, so just a couple of tenths off. So Yarham again showing that pace that we know is evident. Trying to deliver as well. It's a very good opening salvo from him. Tam coming out the final corner right on the back of one of the Red Bulls and goes fifth fastest on a 36.6, just behind Zumpy. And that was Ifni, I believe, starting a flying run. So let's see how one of our newbies is getting on then. I'm forgetting how quick the Div 1 aliens are. Yes, they are. Scarily quick, some of these guys. Lynx meanwhile goes third fastest then, 35.5 on the soft tyre. Dan Morris has gone fourth then on 36.3 on the medium tyre, and so good luck from Dan. Puts himself onto the second row. Currently watching Ifni at the moment. Do tell me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, Bob. Through the left-hander. Curb right behind the bridge of the car. This is the problem. This is the part of the track I really struggle with, that bridge. Always feel like the back end of the car is trying to get away from me. But these boys looking at far more in control. I saw Yarham do a 103.7, 103.9 from Ifni, so a couple of tenths down on Yarham's time at the moment. I could slot into the gap between Yarham and Zumpy though, so onto the third row at the minute. Any time to find in the final sector. Let's see, one of the hazards there getting well out of the way. That'd be Matman. under the grandstand he goes. Oh, right up against the wall there. Just a couple of corners to go. Flinging it into the pillars corner, out of the final corner. And end up P10 then, so lost a little bit of time in the final sector, 37-0 for Ifney. In the top 10 at the moment. Now let's have a look at... Ooh, that was Batman facing the wrong way. We'll save him in the dignity of picking up. That's JHT goes 4th fastest then. Drops in just ahead of his teammate. And on to the second row. So JHT there with second run. Improves to the second row. On board then with the reigning champ. Tika then flicking under the grandstand. Right up against the wall. That's how you get the speed out of this circuit though. You've got to be right up against those walls. Oh, Tico there. Maybe you can brush that wall. Flings it over the curbs, out of the final corner. Tico's first run puts him 3rd fastest and 35.2 on the medium tyre as well. Very impressive lap times from these guys on the mediums. Mixing it in there with the guys on the softs as up to... Who was that making the move? Dutch Tricks, I believe, has just gone to P5. So Dutch, whose tyres really fell away last week, having been on for a podium. Ended up P8 after all the penalties and that were removed, so Dutch just faded really badly at the end last week. Just the tyre degradation so high at Shanghai. On those soft tyres, just didn't quite make it to the end for him. So he'll be looking to bounce back this week. Currently sitting on the 3rd row of the grid. Let's go pick up. This is a funky chicken. Good to have him back with us. Into sector 2 he goes. Let's see how the Alfa Romeo man is getting on. His teammate is back this week as well. Lennon up in P13 at the moment. Now Lennon has a bit of a history with this track. The last time we were here. So let's see how he gets on this time. Last time we were here, Lennon kind of misjudged the braking for turn 1. In that I don't think he did brake for turn 1. Ended up spearing into Tom LD. Thankfully he survived and actually ended up getting a solid result. So fingers crossed that he manages to find his braking point this time. Into sector 3 he comes. Let's see how Funky Chicken gets on. Unfortunately this might be the last time we see him for a couple of weeks, starting a new job. He's currently occupied on Tuesdays, so let's hope he can go out with a strong finish. Flicks then into the final sector he comes. 3 drivers yet to set lap times. Funky Chicken, Carwin and Kelvin. Out of the final corner comes the Alfa Romeo, and he goes into the top 10 at 36.4. Just behind Yarham and just ahead of Zumpy. So solid opening run from Funky Chicken. Now just under 5 minutes to go. 2 drivers left to set lap time, Carwin and Kelvin. Carwin making his first start of the season. Now he's got his new wheel. The Simply Superman improves. Then, so having been on a 35.0, goes down to a 34.7. So the first man into the 34s. It's a very tidy lap indeed. Have we got anybody? Another lap. I think he'll be on an in lap. Dutch is just making his way into the pits. So, yeah, at the minute. Banter Brandon then, also making his debut, the other debutant. Currently in P8 then, so solid opening on event, 36.3. 3 drivers currently on 36.3s, Dan Morris, Banter Brandon and Yarham. Hobbs just switched over to the soft tyre then, so thinking about second run on the soft tyre. See if we can improve on that P9. Let's go pick up Tam then. Tam seems to have started a lap. I'm part of the SLX stable alongside our very own Div 1 admin Tom LD. They are currently 12th and 13th. Into sector 2 coming up to the bridge. It's a tricky sector, it's kind of because you're kind of turning and braking at the same time. Yeah, I found it unsettles the car. They're just drifting a little bit away from the apex there. Getting cool momentum around the corner then, second checkpoint coming up. And he is nearly 7/10 of a second up, then a 1:03.2, so that's up on Yarham's time by about half a second. So this should be solidly in the top 10 if he can string together the final. Oh, he's invalidated though. Invalidates his lap there off the curb. That's a shame for Tam. That was looking like a very handy lap. I would have put him into the top 7 or 8, I think. That's a big shave for Tam. He'll dive into the pits and get one more go at it. In that case, we'll pick up Pagani, who's on a lap then. He's in sector 3, he's not far behind. But he's now coming through. Oh, and he clips the wall, and he invalidates as well. So, 2 invalidations. Kelvin's also invalidated already. So, Crimson has decided I'm going to improve on that 35-1. So, Crimson is banking on that being enough. Currently on the front row of the grid. And we have got a goal for Liverpool. Get in there, Canate. Yes, love that from him. And Pagani's decided as well he's not going to get another run in. So Pagani then will start at best P16. But he will have a free tyre choice at least. So number drivers then out on outlaps at the minute. Kelvin is going to have to dive to the pits and probably not going to be able to get a run in now then. So that's going to be Kelvin starting P19. With a free tyre choice at least. So much to do then. So JHT then is the first one to cross the line. We'll go on board them with the McLaren man as he sets about a final flying run, currently on the 3rd row. As Tam has decided to also call it quits. Starting at best P12 then, everybody out on track. Apart from Zumpy. Zumpy's still in the pits, and Zumpy will not go again. He'll be starting outside the top 10, that gives him a free tyre choice at least. JHT then, 1.5 tenths up in sector 1. So on to improve, it needs to find about 3 tenths of a second though to get on terms with Dutch Tricks and Lynx, who are on 35.5s. Oh, bit of a twitch there. He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him. Hopefully they are watching their radar. Oh, there's a big slide there from the McLaren. That was a huge moment. Well, what a save. Oh, and again as he tried to get the power down. That car is looking particularly lively. And he's still up though. He's still up in sector 2. Now, hopefully the car's... Oh, and again. Another snap. That McLaren is looking on the raggedy edge. At the minute, coming into the final sector now then. Now, the Ferrari's seen him, so he gets out of the way. Well done, Tico. Under the grandstand he goes. Oh, and again, looking lively. Oh, and again. JHT cannot fault his commitment then. Out of the, oh, brushes the wall. Out of the penultimate corner, don't run too wide. Crosses the line, goes 4th. What a lap from JHT. That was absolutely on the raggedy edge. But somehow manages to improve still. Great job there. Lynx is abandoned lap into the pits. Yarham coming around the final corner. He is invalidated, so he is not going to improve. We have got Tom Duval's next one to come around. JHT, that is absolutely outstanding commitment. I am absolutely full of admiration for that. And Tom Duval improving by 3 tenths of a second. That would put him around about Funky Chicken, so a top 10 possible here. Dutch Tricks has retired. So I don't think he's going to improve. Unless he had an accident. I think he might have had an accident actually. So P6 for Dutch Tricks at the moment. Dan just behind him. What can Tom Duval do then? Out of the final couple of corners. Oh, that's wide. Oh, that's very wide. And into the wall. Massive understeer there. And into the wall hard it goes. Comes Carwin then. Goes P11. That's possibly ideal because it gives him a free tyre, just Funky Chicken has invalidated. Got Matman. He too is invalidated. And I believe then that is your lot. Simply Superman coming around. But I don't think... Oh, brushes the wall. Doesn't need to do anything here. I don't think he's on to improve anyway. Oh, he does! 34.4. So, Simply Superman then. Really emphasising that pole position then. So, Simply Superman takes pole. Emphatically so. Ifney is coming around. No, he's invalidated lap. Oh, we've got no front wing in fact, so Ifney will not be improving. And they will be starting P15. Oh, Lennon has been kicked out. So, hopefully he's got enough invites and get back in again. I'm not and is qualifying over and done with. And Simply Superman emphatically taking pole position there. But Crims alongside on the alternate strategy is going to be a danger. They say Simply Superman on pole by nearly 7/10 of a second. Stunning lap from Simply Superman. Crims then joining them on the front row. So top two in the championship on the front row of the grid together. Tico, reigning champ, third alongside JHT, making the first start of the season starts P4. Lynx, season 17 champ, is P5 alongside Dutch Tricks, the four-time champ. Dan Morris, great qualifying from him, P7 alongside debutant Banter Brandon, starting P8, and then Yarham P9 and Funky Chicken rounding out the top 10. Free tyre choice then go to the rest of the grid, starting with Carwin in P11, and then Zumpy P12. Tam starts P13 ahead of Tom Duval. Then Ifni, Lennon, Pagani, and Matman and Kelvin, who didn't get a time on the board, will start at the very back, but free tyre choice from 11th down, obviously. I'll ping you another invite, Lennon, in a second, if you need one. Do bear with me. Just in case. I do love these servers, still problematic. Here he's joined, so we're okay. Give you another one just in case. Right then, so grey skies, but that could just be the cloud or the night sky, I don't know. It's difficult to tell with Singapore. Now, it's not unfathomable to suggest that rain could play a part in this one, but we shall see. So drivers picking their strategies. And then having seen qualifying then, for those in the chat, let's see who we think is going to be on the podium for this one. Who's going to win? Simply Superman going to bolt at the front. Is Crims' alternate strategy going to work out? Is Tika going to be a factor in this one? Can JHT spring a surprise then on the second row of the grid? .31 laps then ahead of us. Let's get the detail up, see who is on what. And we start then with our pole sitter, Simply Superman, then one of just 3 drivers starting on those soft tyres. Williams man though, winner of the opening round at Imola. Second last time out to the man alongside him. Can he hold him off this week? Crims starting P2 on the alternate strategy, those medium tyres. Got a stunning lap from Crims, joining them on the front row. Tico, the reigning champ, also just a 10th back from Crims. Stunning lap from Tico, starting P3. After crashing out at Imola, and a couple of strong results since. We're hoping to build some momentum to get the title challenge back on track. JHT then starting P4, great qualifying, but on those soft tyres. So expect an early stop from the McLaren. And he shares the second row with Tico. Third row we find the season 17 champ Lynx in the Alpine, with Dutch Tricks alongside him in P6, and Lynx on the soft tyre as well. Dutch is on the mediums. Dan Morris, great qualifying from the other McLaren, so both of them in the top 7. Starts P7 on the medium tyres alongside Banter Brandon, making their debut in FTRL tonight. Filling in at the Red Bull, great qualifying, starting P8 on those medium tyres. Last week's pole sitter Yarham starts P9 in the Soul Aston Martin. Unfortunately, Hellcat's pedals are playing silly beggars. Hopefully he'll be back next week. And Funky Chicken in the lead of the Alfa Romeos starts P10. And they, of course, are all on the tyres on which they qualified, so there will be a little bit of wear for them, and the rest of the grid are on fresh tyres. Start with Carwin Rob, starting his first race of this season on his new wheel. Hopefully it'll bring him some luck. He starts P11, he's on the medium tyres. Zumpy starts P12, also on the medium tyres. SLX Tam is 13th on the medium tyres. SLX Tom is 14th, sharing the 7th row for the esports stablemates. Also on the medium tyres, we find the 2 hard tyre runners of Ifni and Lennon on the 8th row then. Ifni in the Red Bull, Lennon in the Alfa Romeo, and then Pagani and Matman, the Haz is sharing rows 9. Both of them on the mediums. And at the back we find QVR Kelvin in the other Ferrari on the medium tyres. Oh, can't keep drawing it. Fingers crossed, mate. I'll explain why the car's differing at the back a little bit. This game, man. This absolute pig of a game. Right, coming around to the grid then. Front have all formed up. Last of the cars coming around the final corner then. They will then take their positions. Simply Superman on the left, Crims on the right, on the dirty side of the track. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and the Singapore Grand Prix round 4 is go. And it's a good start from the pole sitter. Tico seems to have a good start as well, but here comes Crims. Attacking for the lead into turn 1, down the inside. Simply Superman hangs on around. Looks like Tico to the back of the Mercedes though. I think he got away with it. Lynx has jumped JHT. He's now coming back at Dutch Tricks as they come around turns 3 and 4. Oh, and Lennon's retired already at the turn 1. He's got into his car, he's gone straight on, and the VSC deployed immediately. Maybe Lennon should have stayed in control. Should have let the AI go around. Oh no. Lennon's race has ended in the wall at turn 1. And then who has made some moves and start QVR Kelvin up 2. Zumpi's up 2. Lynx is up 1. JHT's gone down a position. Funky Chicken and Colin Robert down 1 each as well. Pagani. Where he was, I believe. No, he's at 1 as well. What's in his car? Oh, Lennon. That is the most unfortunate look. VSC then called after a crash at the start of the race. Everybody else seems to have got around okay though. And we now wait for VSC to end. Hopefully everybody's paying attention to their delta. Don't want any drive-through penalties on the opening lap of the race. Of course, last time we were here, Dutch Tricks got disqualified because he couldn't serve his drive-through penalty because of the number of safety cars that kept coming out. And fingers crossed we won't have a repeat of that one. Driver seems to be just edging the pace, and we are racing again. And no penalties. Well done, everybody. That's 2 for 2 now, Leonard. Well done, mate. Super then leading then under the grandstand for the first time. Brings us around to the complete lap 1. He leads Crims second, Tico third, IFR Lynx up 1. Good start from the Alpine. Oh, big touch. JHT's car looks on the ragged edge. So we're having massive moments in that qualifying lap. This bumped. Oh, he's going down the order. Funky Chicken. What's happened to Funky Chicken? He's in the pits. There has been some drama. Oh, Funky Chicken. Oh, he's retired as well. Oh, no, he's got winged. He must have had damage. Oh, that's a shame. Big shame there for him. So unfortunately, Funky Chicken and both Alfa Romeos out on lap 1. And yellow flag waving, but that will just be for the retired Alfa Romeo. And then Crimson right on the back of Super Superman. Super Superman's not been able to pull away so far. Despite having a tyre advantage or a softer tyre. Soft tyres do not last very long around here. Bit of a tyre eater. Expect an early stop from the Williams man. And right on the back, then these are the top 2 in the championship. Tico very much there as well. Everybody in the chain. The only gap that's formed at the minute is between P14, which is Ifney, off the back of Tom Duval by 1.7 seconds. He's got Pagani, Kelvin and Matman with him. And then those 4 are off the back. The rest of the field, so we've got a 13 car train at the moment at the front. It's very difficult to overtake around here. DRS will be activated at the end of this lap. JHT just starting to slip outside that 1 second bracket. They want to get back on terms with Lynx into the top 4, making a little bit of a break. Crims and then Tico then, so successive fastest laps. Simply Superman, Crims and then Tico all taking the fastest lap away. And then Carwin Rob, who's in the middle of this train, has managed to take it away, so that's been P11. Let's have a look what's going on at the front. Here we're coming in. Oh, JHT's gone. And a VSC employed again. Where has that happened on the exit of 3? By the look of it, that's a shame for JHT. He's had a really strong start, but that car was looking particularly lively. So it looks like he's bitted him finally. That's a big shame for JHT. It was a really strong start as well. So a second retirement. And now one of the McLarens is down. Saved everybody from the DRS train on that one. A bit of a gap's opened up between Tico and Lynx, so I think that's just yo-yoing on the Delta. So second VSC deployed on lap 3. Just going for some flow at the moment. stopping those guys on the soft tyres though, just preserve their tyres a little bit longer. Oh, Ifney's got a drive through. As the VSC ends as a drive through for the Red Bull. Away we are again, and the gap's now opened up. So Dutch has managed to cling onto the back of Lynx. Dan's fallen 1.4 seconds out of range, so he's now going to be pushing to try and get back on terms with the front five. It's making a little bit of a pack then, so this big train is just starting to split up slightly. The question is, how long are these soft tyre runners going to last then? So Crim's still very much on the back of Simply Superman. Seekers there well, Lynx as well, but just a little bit further back as Pagani making a move on if he's pitting to serve his drive through. Getting it out of the way early doors as Crim's closing up. What's happened now? Got a yellow flag. Oh, it looks like Tam on the exit of turn 2. Into the DRS for the first time. Crim's closing in, but not close enough for a move. Any moves further back? Everybody seems to be strung out a little bit, so at the moment I think everybody's just in tyre preservation mode. Tam has got going again. It's just a spin. Wing seems to be intact, so fingers crossed he can carry on. See if he's back on track, having served his drive through as well. Superman continues to lead then. Next to the DRS. So this one's not the easiest one to overtake on because it's a bit. I think it's just the corner that leads up to it then. Having said that, Banter Brandon has gone around the outside of Dan Morris. So there's me saying it's not the easiest place to overtake. Banter Brandon proves me wrong. Just caught the end of that. So then currently we've got 5 for the lead, and then we've got Banter Brandon, Dan, Yarham, Zumpy and Carwin. Another 5. Tom Duval clinging on to DRS range, so he might still be in this pack actually, so we'll call it 6. 5 and a 6, and then we've got Pagani, Kelvin, Matman, Tam and Ifney. Kind of just spread out a little bit further back. Coming down the start finish rate then to start lap 5. Lap 5 as you were. Anybody further back thinking of a move? Not at the minute then. Into the pits comes Tam, so I think Tam has got some damage, in fact. Pitting. Now here we go for the lead, and Crims is right on the back of Simply Superman this time. Pulls to the left. Gives him the squeeze, but he's got the inside. And that is a change for the lead of the race. So Crims hits the front for the first time. It goes over the curb. Simply Superman coming back at him around the outside. Trying to hang on there. That's going to get very tight on exit. Crims gives him enough room. And that is move done. Simply Superman now defending hard from Tico, who's now got a good run out the corner. Got alongside. Who's going to buckle here? The answer is Tico backs out of it. Sensible move. But Crimson has been released at the front. Ooh, that was a bit of a moment there for Simply Superman. I think those tyres are already gone. Look at this now, queuing up behind him. Lynx and Dutch now thinking about a move. Dutch going to go on the outside of Lynx. Lynx is up the inside of Tico. Ooh, it's getting a bit tight. That's going to get very tight on exit, is it? Ooh. Dutch and Lynx now side by side. Go through the left-hand kick. Lynx is, of course, on the soft tyre as well. Dutch trying to go around the long way. Get the booking scoreboard out of the way. Dutch is still on the inside. He's got the inside now for the first part of the under the grandstand. And move done for Dutch Tricks. Dutch getting the move done, and that has now brought this pack of 6 behind him back into the equation. I think Super Superman's going to pit here. Yep, those tyres are gone already. Lynx going to follow, and Lynx is going to go around again. Crims has been released. Look at that. He's got a 2.9 second gap after just half a lap of being in the lead. So Crimson is off and running. That's not what these guys behind wanted to see. Colin picking up a penalty. Simply Superman onto the hard tyre. Actually, Tam's gone onto the softs. That one for the win. Well, could happen. So it's just kind of strung this pack out a little bit then. So obviously the leader now, Crims, 2.6 seconds out of Tico. He just pulled a couple of tenths back. Taking Dutch with him. Now Lynx is now clinging on, but I think his tyres... Oh, he's brushed the wall there. I think those soft tyres are done. So 5 laps is not a lot for those tyres to last. And now Lynx is starting to... He's dropped out DRS range of Dutch Tricks. And he's now got Banter Brandon, Dan, Yarham, Zumpy, Carwin, SLX Tom, all behind him. Oh, Oh, Lynx there. Big four-tyre drift as he comes onto the bridge. I expect Lynx will be in this time around. DRS then at the moment, he might be vulnerable here, but he's had a good launch out of the hairpin. Maybe fancying to move further back. Not at the minute. Look at that gap then. Lynx is now 1.8 behind Dutch Tricks. And Banter Brandon looking for a way through. This point last time around, the Lynx lost the place to Dutch. Dutch has managed to chase down Tico a little bit. He's out of DRS range. Lynx, he just seems to be struggling for turning a little bit. Expect the Alpine to peel off left here. He does. It's Krim setting another fastest lap. But Tico snatches that lap back. So Tico now with the hammer down, trying to pull that gap in. The pack have been released from behind Lynx. I say released behind Lynx. Lynx is the champion, so he's no slouch, but those tyres have not lasted long at all. E2 is going on to the hard tyre, then trying to get to the end on one stop. Barcelona saying Matman for the win. Maybe up to P12. Still a long way to go on lap 7 of 31. As Kelvin picking up a penalty for track limits now. And Simply Superman has gone ahead of Lynx, who's on his way out of the pits. Simply Superman going around turn 3. Look at that undercut there, 2.6 seconds then, so that one lap earlier stopped fresh rubber. Has really worked out big time for Simply Superman as Ifni takes the Tam takes the fastest lap. He's on soft tyres, so he's banking on a safety car, or hoping for a safety car. Oh, and has a big slide and into the wall. As I say that, there because of the commentator again, and a full safety car this time. So unfortunately, Tam's race ends in the wall at a similar place to JHT. Now, what do the guys at the front do? Now, the medium tyres are obviously going to be fine for quite a while yet. Do they take this opportunity to get up to the hard tyre though? A free pit stop. So we'll stay on board with the race lead. It's going to close the pack back up again. Running order is Crims, Tico, Dutch Tricks, Banter Brandon, Dan Morris, Yarham, Zumpy, Colin, Rob, SLX, Tom, and yep, leader is in. Tico is in as well. Dutch, late decision to go in. Yep, it looks as if the field's coming in. No, who's going round? Yarham. Yarham's going round. That seems like an interesting choice, if I'm honest. Carwin's followed him, so 2 have gone round. Now, both of those drivers would have had no issues with queuing. The problem is going to be for Zumpy, who's got to have to queue behind Dutch. Gets his tyres on now, away he goes. I've just lost a couple of places in all that shuffle though. He's dropped behind Tom Duval. Pagani in, Matman in, he's going to be queuing as well. They were towards the back end, Lynx coming around, so that's definitely going to hurt Lynx and Simply Superman. Simply Superman then, he's shook out, he's now P7. So he's lost out big time there, so Banter Brandon, Dutch, Tico, Carwin and Yarm jumped him. Now, obviously he's going to be net P5 because the top 2 haven't pitted. It's good news for Ifni, who of course had that drive through. He's now back with the pack. We've got the Aston Martin safety car this week, so green on green, Aston Martin leading the pack, and at the head of the queue as well. You said him on 8. Get in there, son. And so we are on our first full safety car on lap 8. Brought about by the demise of Tam, unfortunately. And just set the fastest lap, lit up the rears on exit of 3. And the car pitching him into the wall. So unfortunately, the curse of the commentator strikes again. Changing places. Hopefully don't do that because I don't want to cause the glitch, as we saw last week with Simply Superman. So that penalty was received then, so take this break in racing action to just fill you in what's coming up on FTRL for the rest of the week, and that is tomorrow, which is Div 2. We're back here at Singapore, so plenty more action coming to you from this Bay Marina, or Marina Bay circuit. I can't call it Bay Marina, I think it'd be Yas Marina from Abu Dhabi. So Div 2 action continues. Last week at China it was victory for Evil Chris and his first FTRL victory. Pagani pitting again, as Pagani had a moment under the safety car. What is Pagani doing? Coming down pit lane. He damaged his wing. Oh, survey says he has indeed. Fresh wing going on. So that's up to the back of the pack, going on to the medium tyre, interestingly. Will they get to the end? We shall see. Last week, China Evil Chris then banking on the one-stop strategy worked out beautifully for him. Staff Chip, who led the race, banked on the two-stopper, didn't quite work out for Barcelona, getting P2. And what got P3? I think it was Staff Chip. No, he's span. I need to check this, to be honest. Because I can't even remember. It's been a week. I've slept since then. It's not my fault. I think so. Last week, it was Staff Chip, yeah. He did recover for third in the end, so podium last week. Barcelona extended his championship lead over Brutus, who not a big fan of China, so banked solid points out to minimise the damage. Those two will resume battle. We are back here 8 o'clock tomorrow, so please do join me for that. Of course, no GT Sport, no GT7 at the moment. Lobby's still not quite in a place to be able to go racing, but fingers crossed there's an update coming very soon. I should hopefully see that improve, and then our GT leagues will commence on Thursdays and Fridays, so excited to see what the boys in charge of GT come up with for our next season. Of course, ACC on Mondays as well, so we've got a couple of spaces if anybody would be interested. The racing was absolutely fantastic last night at Zandvoort, so victories for Frome and Luke Prentice. Interesting races, and safety car is in this lap, so Johan will take over dictating the pace. Now, is he banking on another safety car? Fresh tyres later in the race, we shall see. Carwin going right on the back of the Aston Martin, and when does he pull the trigger? Field's starting to spread out. The answer is now. Away he goes. It's a good restart there. Tico just got a little bit. Oh, Johan spins and into the wall! Oh no! That is the end of the Aston Martin. And Carwin leads, so he didn't even get to the line. I don't think there's going to be another safety car or VSC. They've been called by now, so we are racing again. Yarms, oh, what a shame. Losing it on the traction out of the final corner. Maybe just didn't have enough heat in the rear tyres. Just drifted around the final corner, and the car speared into the wall. Front tyres come off, and unfortunately that is the end of the Aston Martin's night. On lap 10, they're at 1/3 race distance, and Carwin leading them, but hasn't made a pit stop. Let's go, Goy Carp. Question for you, Goy. If you were a fish, what fish would you be? Rims there hopping the curbs. Oh, up against the wall as well. This old boy is absolutely terrifying. Angles to the wall, look at that. Yes, Team Hammerhead Shark. So then Crimson on the back of Cohen, further back. Matman has gone past Kelvin. Oh, what's happened there? Kelvin's had a drama at the hairpin. There's some wing there. There is no wing on that Ferrari, so that Ferrari will be boxing. One goes through. It's going up a couple of places now on the back of Ifney. Goes on P10. Tom Laval now P9. Links after his earlier stop. He's just timed the second week in a row. He's been done over by a safety car. Evening, Joey. Ladies now P8 Ifney with the penalty. Now of course no DRS for a couple of laps after the safety car, so there will be no DRS this time around. That will be reactivated at the end of this lap they're on now, so Carwin won't have it quite so hard to defend, but Crim's looking particularly racy already. Carwin going defensive, hugging the inside, trying not to give the slipstream. Carwin made it back to the pits. Carwin got a good launch there off the corner, so Crim's deciding at this stage doesn't need to attack too hard. A long way to go in this one. Of course, Carwin A has a penalty, and B has to make a pit stop as well. Oh, Yarham. Oh dear. I mean, yeah, that was some demise. That was some demise, my friends. Better luck next week. Better luck next week. One day you're going to get a strong result in this. I swear. It's coming. I can feel it in my blood. It's just not tonight. Going then, leading us over the bridge. Oh, Ifney's gone. And the Red Bull one's out. Yellow flags. No safety car, no VSC, no. Cleared, and we're still racing then, so racing continues. Unfortunately now, starting to drop like flies. So there's 6 retirements already. And this one, unfortunately, Carwin continues to lead the pack around. In running order then, Carwin now. Got Crims behind him, Tico's right there as well, Dutch is right there. Banter Brandon, Simply Superman, Dan Morris, Lynx, SLX Tom, Zumpy, all in the queues. We've got 10 in a DRS train. As the DRS is re-enabled, Pagani just off the back of the pack a little bit, but still in touch. Then Macman a couple of seconds behind him, getting good track time ahead of his race tomorrow. And Kelvin, who's just been through the pits for a fresh nose, is back out now on the medium tyres. Carwin leads, but we're into the DRS zone, and now it is reactivated. Here comes Crims to the left-hand side. We saw this once already. Made the move on Simply Superman. This time makes the move on Carwin. That is move done. And Crims resumes at the point of the race. Just a bit of Constantino up then through the right-hander. Now Crims made a massive gap last time, and Tico, I think, knows that he needs to get through here quickly. So we want to get past Carwin as quickly as possible, so we can try and chase down that Mercedes. Look how racy that Ferrari's looking already. Is he going to go move into the hairpin? Not quite close enough. Trying to set it up then for the DRS straight. Carwin will have DRS, so still within that 1 second bracket. Ooh, the twitch there from Banter Brandon. You're going to go for a move into the braking zone down the inside. Yeah, Carwin sees it coming, lets him go. Good move from Tico up to P2. Has dropped out DRS range. Now we saw him take the fastest lap away from Crims in the last stint. So you know Tico is quick around here, and he now needs to push back within that 1 second bracket as quickly as possible. Doesn't want to let Crims get away. Come under the grandstand for the final couple of corners. Carwin now just starting to slip down the order. You can imagine those medium tyres just starting to go away a little bit now. And the final corner to complete lap 12. Onto lap 13 we go. In the background, Dan Morris and Lynx. Lynx down the inside of Dan into turn 1. They're going to go wheel to wheel. Are they? Oh, Lynx has contact, and Lynx goes around. And down a couple of places, and Tom Duval, Zumpy and Pagani go through. Unfortunately for Lynx, they're trying a late move, didn't quite get all the way alongside. And contact to turn 1. Mattman is in the pits. I think he's picked up some wing damage, unfortunately. Tico though has started to close that gap down. It's down to 1.1. It was 1.4 seconds, so Tico pushing hard. Knows he needs to start taking points away from Crims. He wants any shot at this championship, having crashed out at Imola. Of course, has lost points for the last 2 races as well, so up we go. Then the gap has just opened up again there, so Crims having a good couple of corners. Kelvin going past Mattman, who's just on his way out of the pits. So top 3 now just starting to spread out. Here comes Dutch on Carwin, same place that Tico did a lap ago. Through goes Dutch Tricks up into the podium places. Good move. Carwin sensibly not fighting it. Now he's on older, more worn tyres. Hoping for a safety car, I think. Bring out another pit stop, but he'd have to go onto the hard tyre anyway. Too far to get to the end on the soft tyre, and he's already on the mediums, so he needs to use both compounds. For the end of this one, Carwin, I think, is in. Yep, so 4th place is now in. That releases Banter Brandon. Oh, again, another switch there at that final corner. So on there, so a slightly more controlled one than what we just saw Yarham do, that led to his demise. Just kind of spread out the top guys, so the top 3 are all kind of spread out a little bit. The gap now 1.2 between 1st and 2nd, so Crims just edged away again. So Tico's brought back a couple more tenths. Now Dutch has now been released. Simply Superman on Banter Brandon into turn 5. Now his move done. That's a little bit wide though. Banter Brandon's going to come back at him. Around the outside, we've seen this once already. Gives him a little bit of room, a little bit of a slide there. Bad to Brandon gets the move done. So position back. Good battling from those two. They're nice and respectful. Just enough room, and had a little bit of a twitch though. Lost the traction though. Just allowed the Red Bull to just sweep around the outside and retake the position then. But simply Superman signalling intent. And Dan Morris right behind as well, ready to pick up the pieces. Let's run this one from the McLaren man. To the braking zone, and everybody's just far enough apart. He moved on, so Bad to Brandon will hang on for now. Superman now looking in his mirrors. And that orange papaya McLaren. Oh, Bad to Brandon picks up a penalty there. Track limits there at that chicane. Tom Laval's also got himself back into range of this group, and he's bringing Zumpy with him. I think Zumpy just clipped the wall there though, just dropped a couple of tenths suddenly. Superman's closed back in again. Oh, Banter Brandon has a big moment there at the final corner. Superman jinking around in the mirrors. Not close enough for a move though. Happy to just try and upset the rhythm at the minute. You want to be close enough out of 4. That'll be the best chance for a move, as we saw last time around. Trying to get the good run on to the back straight. Here we go. He is close enough. Dan Morris could be a factor here as well. To the left this time. Should get the move done before the braking zone this time. Now, if he can get it stopped before the corner, don't run wide. Carwin picks up another penalty further back. And that is move done. Oh. Oh, what's happened there? Banter Brandon. Oh, Banter Brandon's in the wall. And a VSC is deployed. Was that for Banter Brandon's incident? It looks like it, yeah. So Banter Brandon slapped the wall. By the look of it, he's lost his wing. That was a shame. He's having a really strong run there, having just lost that place. Oh, he's run wide. Now Pagani and Lynx are now there, but they're now stuck behind that slow moving Red Bull. Of course, they can't overtake. So they're going to hope this VSC ends quickly. Banter Brandon will be hoping it stays till he gets to the pit lane at least. So I don't know whether he just got on the curb and hit the wall. Dan wasn't looking like making a move. Simply Superman made the move stick well before the braking zone, so it didn't look like there was any contact. We'll find out in due course. And just at the halfway point then. Lead Crims a minute 2.4. Of course it's under the VSC, we don't really know where they're at. Brandon, as you will, make it to the pit lane under the VSC, so that's something at least, just about gets it stopped. Don't speed in the pit lane. Oh, Mattman's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. Oh, Brandon's retired, unfortunately. So that puts pay to what was a strong run until that point. Shame then for the Red Bull man, so both debutants unfortunately demised in this one. Hopefully they'll bounce back next time, and so we are racing again then. Crims is your race leader as we enter the second half of the race. Seeker in P2. Now 2 seconds down then, so that gap has opened up. A little bit. Which is all hanging on to the top guys are now kind of spread out the big gap, but the big battle at the minute is Dan Morris. SLX Tom, and we said that Lynx has just made the move on Pagani for P8. Pagani now in the top 10, right on the back of Lynx, so you do well to follow the Alpine man around. Pulled along, it'll be the DRS at the minute. I don't know if that was a thank you weave or a you did something wrong weave. Yellow flag. Further back, that is Carwin Robb facing the wrong way on the bridge. Pagani gets a penalty and there's no front wing on that Alpine, unfortunately. He's got going again. Shame for Carwin. Ultimate strategy just hasn't quite worked out for him. He probably should have pitted under that first safety car and been in with the pack, but chose to risk it. Hasn't quite unfortunately paid off for him, but still a long way to go in this one. So anything can happen then. The gap now for the lead, 2.2 seconds then. Crims just eased away from Tico. That gap now very manageable, barring some sort of safety car. A long way to go in this one, and Dutch then hanging on in third. Nicely spread out. Simply Superman's put a bit of gap into Dan Morris. Still looking in his mirrors at a very close Mercedes of SLX Tom, and Zumpy there as well. So those two there, just nicely poised. The closest battle on track at the minute. I'm not quite sure how I feel about the circuit. As a street circuit, it's one of the slightly more interesting ones, but not a fan personally of the circuit myself. I've never really gone well here. That's probably why I don't like it. Just don't really seem to get on. It's just a bit stop-start. They're all sort of right angle corners, They're all right angle corners. They're all 90-degree bends. Obviously, it's kind of commonplace with a street circuit. Some of these these corners like that one there, where you're kind of braking and turning, it just unsettles the car, and I've struggled to get a rhythm. So that's me. That's why I don't like it. You can see the appeal there. It just doesn't flow very nicely for me personally. So there you go. Maybe I'm just not a fan of street circuits. This battle then, got Lynx trying to close it behind. 1.5 seconds off the back. We had that spin a few laps ago. Closing in again now. Oh, Dan Morris lighting up the rear tyres there. This is going to bring the Mercedes and the AlphaTauri a little bit closer. They come into the DRS range. And here we go. I think he's had a good enough run through 4. He's not going to be at threat as they get to 6. No, these 3 staying as they were. Lynx has just dropped a couple of tenths. Still on his way to bank solid points at the minute. Ooh, wide there. Has he got some wing damage? I wonder. Seems to be struggling for apexes there for a couple of corners. Back up again there though, and pulled a couple of tenths back. So maybe it was just a scruffy couple of corners from the Alpine man. Gaps up front staying as they were. Tico just pulling a little bit further away from Dutch, who's holding off Simply Superman. In turn, just easing away from this battle, which is the closest one on track at the minute. Dan, Tom Duval, Zumpy, Lynx closing back in again. So Carwin picks up another penalty. So Lynx doing a good job trying to get back on terms with this pack ahead. Come round then to complete lap 18, on to 19 we go. Grimsby lead now 2.6 seconds up front. Just easing away from Tico, seems to have Tico covered at the minute. So Zumpy now looking a little bit racy in the back of Tom Duval. Coming into the DRS, and again Lynx getting ever closer. They're almost within DRS range now. Zumpy and Tom both have DRS, so it's not going to help Zumpy. Zumpy needs Tom to really drop out of DRS range. Let's have a chance to run a bit wide there. So let him close in now. He's right on the back of the Mercedes now. Can he force a mistake somewhere? Turn down, the Mercedes now closing back in on the back of the McLaren. Differing lines there through that long left-hander. And Lynx is now very much back in this battle then, so the Alpine has made it a 4-way. Onto the back straight, the DRS open again. The gaps opened up nicely. There's Carwin taking the fastest lap away, 38.5 for the Alpine man. He's some way off the back in P11 at the minute though. Dan goes a little bit deep there. The first time the chicane, let's just let Tom Duval close a little more. They go under the grandstand for the 19th time. And Lynx leader now on to lap 20. We're watching his teammate though, trying to work on opening the door for P5. Dispossessed the McLaren. Come out there onto the start-finish straight. The DRS open again. Mercedes closing in. Not close enough into 1, but if you can stay close enough then through 2 and 3. Try and get the slingshot out of 4. the next DRS zone. He looks closer this time. He's now going to be on the ERS. He is indeed trying to get a good launch out that corner. Seems to have pulled a couple of tenths against that gap up to half a second. Yeah, he's had a good run out of the corner despite having the DRS. Tom Navarre's not going to be close enough for a move, so Dan doing a really good defensive job here. Also, just hanging on to the coattails of Simply Superman. Simply Superman has pulled away, but the gap is holding firm. It was just over 2.5 seconds. Oh, in the wall, Zumpy hard. The AlphaTauri man lighting up the rear tire. Safety car is called. There is the AlphaTauri in the wall hard. That's a shame for Zumpy. It was nicely poised in that pack. That then unfortunately is the end of the AlphaTauri then. So who's going to benefit most? Carwin chooses not to pit. He's just pitted. So race leader gets a drive-through penalty under the VSC. Under the safety car, sorry. That is a big shock. Now Crims, you feel, is going to pit here for tyres. So get that out of the way. But that is big drama for the lead of this race. That one's in the pits as well. So everybody here is going to pit, you feel. Get onto the medium tyres. Ooh, Crims is going for the soft tyre, interestingly. He thinks he can get to the end on those soft tyres. What's Tika going? Yeah, Tika's going to the mediums, which I thought was probably more likely. So I think Crims is probably thinking about that drive-through penalty. Dutch is going to the soft. Interestingly, there's different strategies playing out here. What is Simply Superman going to do? He's got medium tyres waiting, so there's different strategies playing out here. Link's going onto the mediums, Tom DeVal's onto the softs. You know, he likes an aggressive strategy. Dan onto the soft tyre as well. Going in the pits, he's going on to... What's he going to go on to? He's going... soft. Hey. Yeah, Carwin. I'll help him close back on the pack. Same with Carwin. So Carwin will catch the back of the pack eventually. Drama then for the race leader. Crims there just missing the delta. Getting a drive-through penalty for the race leader. So that is a big shock. That's going to throw this one wide open then. There's only like 10 laps to go. Serve a drive-through penalty. Catch the back of the pack. It's quite a long pit lane here as well. So difficult entry, difficult exit. It's going to be a long old slog. Crims this one then, so it's going to be damage limitation, you feel, for the championship leader. Right, now this is a long race and I am busting for a wee, so while we're under the safety car, do bear with me, I'm going to have to run off for a wee, so I'll be back in about 1 minute's time. Shut up, over. Commentary can resume. Do apologise for that. Yeah, I agree there. It's out. The Delta is a bit of a pain in the arse on this game. So we're under the second full safety car of the race, and for those of you who just joined us, the race leader has picked up a drive-through penalty. So Crims, who was looking good for the win, was just inching away from his pursuers. Despite Zumpy's demise, brought out a safety car, and the race leader has picked up a drive-through penalty behind it, or while he was trying to come round to catch the safety car. So Kelvin just coming up to join the back of the pack. That one's still half a lap away, so hopefully he should be able to be pushing now. There's long old lap here. That man's somewhere off the back, so he might catch the back of the pack before the racing. I imagine, now that Kelvin's caught the back of the pack, we'll go racing this lap. But what that has done is once again given the opportunity for this race to shuffle. Now Tico's now in prime position to win this one, and he's looked the most consistent. He's gone onto the more durable tyre, so Dutch Tricks behind him has gone onto the soft tyre, so he'll be aggressive at the restart. But will his tyres last to the end? We saw last week how those soft tyres could die off on a circuit where they degrade quite highly. They didn't last to the end of the race. Simply Superman in fourth. He will inherit third, and looking to pull back some points then on Crims here. Down to just 11 to 8 retirements. This one Zumpy being the most recent one, unfortunately. Lap 22. Oh, that man has picked up a penalty for warnings under the safety car. He's trying to catch the pack, to be fair, so he probably is pushing. I'll dig him out too much for that. We are going to have one more lap behind the safety car though, so it's not called in just yet. So that man should hopefully be able to catch the back of the pack. Everybody's dived in for fresh tyres apart from Kelvin, who's on 8 lap old medium, so they will probably be good to the end. You'd think at this point, Carwin's taking the opportunity to pit fresh tyres, why not? He's on the back of the pack anyway. Safety car will keep them close together, so go in for some soft tyres, try and make some moves late on. See where it gets him. Running order then, for those that remain, we're on lap 23 now behind the safety car. Crims is the race leader, but will have to serve a drive-through penalty, so Tico in P2, it'll take over at the front. Shortly thereafter, however, Dutch Tricks is going to be looking to make a move. He is on the soft tyre, looking to make a move, get his first win of the season. Fourth is Assetto Superman, winner of the opening round. He's on the medium tyre. Dan Morris behind him, going aggressive. He's on the soft tyre. Look for him at the restart. Same with Tom Deval. We know how he could be very aggressive at restarts. So we've seen it in the past at China a few seasons ago. Bolted on some soft tyres, got himself a podium. Can he do the same here? Lynx then also, Lynx is on the medium tyres, so he's going to be playing the long game. We saw him manage his tyres superbly last week, choosing not to pit under a late safety car. He chose to pit this time. And then it is P7 Pagani then. He's gone onto the soft tyre. He will be racy at the restart. So just keeping himself out of trouble. He's now well on course for a top 10 finish. Kelvin P9 got a couple of penalties to his name, but kept plugging away despite a couple of dramas. And then Carwin, who's just decided to pit, he's now on fresh soft tyres. He can try and move forward at the end. Matman has caught the back of the pack. There we go. So Matman is now with us. It's on the fresh soft tyres as well. And this then should be, there we go, right on cue, safety car in this lap then. So we are going to resume racing. We're going to have 7 laps to sort this one out. Crims is going to have 7 laps to try and salvage something, but it may be at best P11 for them tonight. There's nothing there. Crims then taking over, dictating the pace. Spreading out. Seems to be on Dan keep changing places, and I do wish they wouldn't. Please stay in your line, boys. Thank you. And coming up then to the final chicane. When does Crims pull the trigger? We've seen Crims pull off some excellent restarts before. This is another one. Look at that for a restart. Away he goes. A great restart there. Tico's under threat from Dutch Tricks. They come down the start-finish rate. No DRS, of course, for 2 laps, so it's going to have to be done organically. And this is where tyre advantage is going to come into key. Is going to be key for those who are on the soft tyres. They need to make it work quickly. Carwin's got past Kelvin already. He's made a move into 1. Dutch Tricks looking racy. He knows this is his time to strike. Everybody's going to have full ERS though. So it needs to be slipstream. It needs to be a bold overtaking move into a braking zone. This is a chance. Not close enough though. Not close enough. Not close enough. Crimson getting a really good restart, but he knows he's going to have to stop, probably get it out of the way at the end of this lap. Gives up as much time as possible to try and get back on terms with somebody, if any chance at all. Could be another safety car yet, so we're getting to the late stage of the race, so chances are diminishing rapidly. Dutch like it all over the back of his compatriot. He knows he needs a win. He needs a win badly. He's just not had the same results on this game compared to previous seasons. Of course, he's a four-time champ, so he knows how to win races. Hasn't quite gelled with this year's game, and that's telling the fact that only one win last season. He got a podium, oh, he got a podium in Spain, didn't he? I do apologise. I've done him a disservice there. Race leader then goes round again. That's a brave call. Oh, now gets a 3-second penalty as well. That was too much curb. And Tika then seems to have just done enough to break the drama. But further back, Carwin on Pagani into one. Down the inside. That's a good move there from Carwin. Pagani though knows he's got more penalties. Look at the penalty situation. It's 9 seconds for Carwin. There's 3 for Pagani, so he knows he can just hang on to the back of him. He will reclaim that position. No DRS still this time around. Next time around it will be reactivated. So once again, it's about overtaking organically, using your tyres, using your tyre advantage, setting it up from a corner. Slipstream. All the old-fashioned ways of doing it. Oh, this DRS nonsense. She's still right on the back of Tico, trying to force a mistake, but Tico, imagine now those medium tyres will be up to temperature. They've got a little bit of a gap over the Superman. He too is looking in his mirrors at Dan. Tom Duval links Carwin as well now in this battle. So the two Alpines together, 7th and 8th. Lee Crimson's got now 2.9 seconds, so Crimson is pushing hard, trying to build as much of a gap as possible. Tico meanwhile doing all he can to hold off his compatriot, his fellow countryman. Crimson's in then to serve the drive-through penalty. Oh, and it's sped in the pit lane as well. Oh, that's it. No, gone. And that was the final straw, I think, unfortunately. So Crims, unfortunately, not going to score. Championship leader doesn't score in Singapore. Down to 10. And Dan's now picked up a penalty. That's going to be killer for him because he's right in the middle of this pack. Here we go then for the lead. Oh, Kelvin's now retired as one as well. Down to 9 again, unfortunately, as we did last week. It's just sheer attrition this week. These unforgiving walls of Singapore claiming another victim there. Kelvin's race unfortunately ends late on. I think now we are too late into the race for another safety car. What about for the lead? Can Dutch manufacture an opening? He's right on the back of his countryman. These two know each other inside out. But Tico's had a good run off the corner. Dutch is closing in, but not going to be close enough. What about links on Tom Duval? This could be the closest pairing at the minute. Nothing doing into that one. It's not the best overtaking opportunity. We said that earlier as Brandon sent a move on Dan Dan? Yeah, Dan, wasn't it? So it can definitely happen, but at the minute, now, to complete lap 26, Tico leads half a second up on Dutch Tricks. He will close in again now. The DRS opens up again. Not close enough. What about links on Tom Duval? Closing again. Not close enough though. About Dutch, he needs to be closer. Tico's had a really good run out of 3. The gap's just probably too much at the minute for Dutch to close in enough by the end of the straight. The one we need to watch is Links here. Links is right on the back of Tom Duval here. They've both got DRS. Links they pull to the inside. I think Tom knew that was coming. Lets him go. So Alpine man up to P5. Now what can you do about Dan Morris? Dan's got a penalty, so he doesn't need to force a move on Dan. Dan, we know, is the hardest of the hard when it comes to defending. not be an easy overtake, so he may be just better off sitting behind him, taking that P4. It depends if he thinks he can get Simply Superman by the end of the race. Gap between second place and third is 2.1 seconds. Simply Superman now just easing out the DRS range of Dan, although Dan was within the second at the detection point. And now Tom Duval is getting pressured by another Alpine, this time Carwin rather giving him a little nudge. Let him know he's there, giving him the hurry up. Of course he's on fresher tyres than everybody else. Also has more penalties, and there's another one. Unfortunately Carwin racking up the penalties. Gran has just dropped away a little bit, but still will be on to jump Carwin. More so now that he's got another penalty. And plugging away as well. On to lap 28 we go, yellow flag. Oh, it's Matt Man. Since he's plugging away, he's now had a mistake. And a VSC has been called. Man's on his way again though. I imagine mine is a front wing. Yep, no front wing on that has. He's on his way, so it should be a brief one. To the pits then it comes, the has. So Tico then gets a respite. A few corners then, 3.5 laps to go. We're going to see the Ferrari man win. Of course, the last winner of the Singapore Grand Prix 2019 was Sebastian Vettel for Ferrari. Dutch tricks there, just signalling some intent. Of course, that gap is just yo-yoing back and forth under the Delta. That man, fresh soft tyres on, away he goes. Keep some heat in them in those medium tyres. Softs will be plenty warm enough. And we are racing again. Track is green, green, green. Just close back in there a little bit in half a second. Can he now force a mistake or force an opening? Tico, you imagine those soft tyres, they're probably going past their best now a little bit. He's back the minute now, the Alpines are on the attack. Lynx is attacking Dan Morris. Oh, he's up the inside. They have a good run, not quite close enough. Carwin attacking Tom Duval as well. Lynx has had a really good run there. No DRS for Dan, but Dan's using his ERS supremely. These two came together earlier in the race, of course. But the Alpines then on the attack as they come towards the back straight. Now Dan will not have DRS this time. This is a long straight. Look at Lynx, he's right on the back of it, pushing him out of the corner almost. Here we go. To the left hand side. He's inside for the next corner. Move done. Great move by Lynx, and he's up to fourth. Dan has that penalty, we would have had that place anyway. But now can he do anything about Simply Superman ahead of him? Carwin getting the move done on Tom, or is he? Tom comes back at him. Great defensive drive in there from these. Great battle with these two. Carwin will have to try again. He's running out of laps to make it happen. Of course, he does have penalties as well, so it would just be for pride more than anything. Tom will jump him on penalties at the minute. Tom is also on course to jump back ahead of Dan Morris, who's trying to come back at Lynx, but Lynx had a good run out the corner there. I think those soft tyres are just starting to go away a little bit now. Mirrored at the front because that gap for the lead is now over a second. I think Dutch's opportunity is gone. Tico now just starting to inch away, 10th by 10th, corner by corner. Going up to 1.4 seconds now. And the gap behind just starting to come down a little bit. You'd imagine the Dutch will have enough in hand. Lynx meanwhile, they've already got the magnets on. Trying to push for a podium late on here. And still looking at the back of Tom Duval. Out of the final corner we come. These are the closest two. Closing, but not close enough as they get to the braking zone for turn 1. Has to drop in behind. Oh, he's got so much more traction there though. Getting alongside, coming out of turn 3. Showing the nose, trying to disrupt Tom's line as they get to the back straight. In the DRS zone, Tom Duval jinks to the left hand side. But Carwin with the DRS will just drive around the outside. And that is moved done. And the Alpine man up to P6. Tom, no penalties. We can just follow him round. He will reclaim that place. He is, though, of course, now worried about Dan Morris because Dan is now nearly 3 seconds ahead of him. So I want to try and stay close as he can. Hoping with a chance of claiming P5. Lynx, meanwhile, closing on the back of Simply Superman, and Simply Superman is on the back of Dutch Tricks. Dutch Tricks' tyres are going away again. Lead gap is now 3 seconds, so Tico is now just cruising away at the front to win this one, barring any mishaps. All are unforgiving. We've seen that multiple times tonight, so this isn't over. We're going to be driving all the way to the flag car with another penalty. Can Simply Superman find a way through on the final lap? Then we've got the final sector to go, and then we're on to the final lap. Lynx is there as well, so a podium is still on for Lynx here. Simply Superman could be looking at P2 as well. Can he find a way through? He's close. I don't think he's going to be close enough. He's had a good run though out of the final corner. He is closing. DRS is open. He's looking to the inside. I think that is just showing though in the mirrors, trying to unsettle the AlphaTauri. This is where he needs to stay close. Seeing the traction there, trying to get the line away from the AlphaTauri. This is where he needs to be close. This is where he needs the run. Dutch Tricks is going to be burning the ERS here, going defensive early. Trying to snake down the straight. Oh, they so nearly touched there. Around the outside goes Simply Superman. Dutch is going to go deep on the brakes, is he? Oh, yeah, gets on the curb. Almost has the moment. Through goes Lynx. Lynx is going to get Simply Superman, but they touch. Oh, Simply Superman's gone half a round. And Lynx comes through for P2. Oh, drama on the final lap again. Oh, that's so unlucky for Simply Superman. He's driven brilliantly there. Got the P2. Had to go the hard way there, Dutch making it difficult. And then Lynx snuck through. Around the outside of the next corner. And there's a contact, a half spin for the Williams has dropped him back down to P4. And now he's under a threat from Dan Morris. Did he get any damage? He should hang on for people. Dan's got a penalty anyway. Drama going on in the background, but this man is untroubled by any of it because he's now 5.5 seconds clear. Tico has just driven away then the last couple of laps. Made the right call on tyres. The mediums were the way to go. Big bit of a moment there. Pushing all the way to the end. Out of the final corner, Tico wins the Singapore Grand Prix. For Divon, congratulations to him. Lynx comes across the line, will be P2. Great job from the Alpine man. Dutch will save P3. A little bit of luck in his favour there. The Simply Superman comes home P4. Carwin just misses out, so Tom Duval goes P6. Dan does hang on to P5. Great job from the McLaren man. Carwin gets P7. Pagani, and it shows me, crosses the line. P7 jumps Carwin as well by 0.6 of a second. So Pagani with a P7 on his return to F1. Great job there from the OG. And that man, having had that late pit stop, having hit a wall, lost his nose, but gets to the flag. And that is 31, a very handy lap to practice ahead of tomorrow's Div 2 race. And he'll be back in his McLaren. He comes out of the final corner, and he is the final finisher in P9. Well, it was a race of high attrition, the unforgiving nature of the Marina Bay circuit. Pagani gets driver of the day. Tico, however, picking up the victory, his first of the season. I think he'll think that's a just reward for what happened at Imola. His victory at the fourth time of asking for Tico, Dutch Tricks and Lynx joining him on the podium. Simply Superman missing out after that late contact. Battling hard over P2. But victory it is for Tico, and congratulations to him. Well deserved. Crims, I think, will be kicking himself for missing out on that one though. That drive-through penalty under that safety car. Real kick in the teeth, having looked odds on to win this one. Final classifications then, pending any stewards' inquiries. Of course, is Tico with the victory from Lynx and Dutch Tricks. Simply Superman comes home P4. Didn't take big points back out of Crims in the championship though. Dan Morris comes home P5. Great result from him. Tom Duval P6 from 14th on the grid. Pagani gets P7 from 17th on the grid. Great job from them. Carwin gets P8 and Mattman the final finisher in 9th. Then the retirements were Kelvin, who we saw crash at turn 3. Crims, who retired after that drive through, and then a subsequent 5-second penalty as well. Zumpy brought out a safety car late on, hitting the wall. Banter Brandon having a really strong run, but unfortunately got some damage. Ifney had some damage as well. Yarham, we saw demise after the safety car. Tam, JHT, Funky Chicken and Lennon, who didn't make it past turn 1. I don't think he even got into his car, in fact, so fortunately for him. Indeed, great result for Team Has. And that then is the end of the action for this evening. Thank you very much for joining us. If you can like the stream, don't lick the stream. You can lick the stream if you really want to, but if you like the stream first, that would help us out immensely. And yes, join me tomorrow at 8 o'clock, same time, same place. We do it all again with the Div 2 races. So 31 more laps action here from the Marina Bay circuit. But for me for this evening, that is the end. So back here tomorrow, we can do it all again. But for this evening, thank you very much and goodbye.